Hey, we're here for our latest edition of our Commissioner Spotlight. Today, I'm joined by Commissioner Gary Barksdale. He was appointed to the commission in January of 2023 by Mayor Linda Gorton. So, in addition to serving as commissioner, Gary has been instrumental in our Personnel and Policy Committee, having served as chair of that committee for the past 2 years. So, good afternoon, Commissioner Barksdale. How you do today? How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Doing just great. So we're happy to have you this afternoon. I want you to start off by, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, both professionally and personally, maybe hobbies, affiliations, things of that nature.
Well, professionally, I'm a human resource person. I had over 45 years of professional HR experience in both healthcare, higher education, manufacturing, and others. I'm also retired military, 21 years military artillery. Uh, and so I'm technically a disabled veteran. Uh, I have my own HR consulting firm, Best HR Assistants, and I work with small businesses with their HR needs. Uh, Personally, I have been learning to play piano for the last 3 years, so that's my biggest hobby lately. I spend most time as much time as I can at the piano trying to learn how to play the piano. So,
Great. All right. So why did you want to serve on the Human Rights Commission?
well, again, having spent most of my career in human resources and uh, a lot of HR work has to do with uh, equity and inclusion. A lot of it also has to do with employment law, employment compliance. And so I felt like it was a commission that I would have some understanding of just because it was closely aligned with what I did as a profession. So I thought it would be something that I might, be able to assist with or help with in some way. At least I'd try to, I think I would understand what was going on. So that's why I was drawn to it.
Now, I think of all the commissioners that have completed this spotlight so far, you're the most tenured commissioner to be interviewed thus far. So this you have an opportunity to provide more insight to this question than maybe those that have been interviewed so far. So what would you say would be the most surprising thing that you've learned while serving on the Human Rights Commission?
I don't know that I've been surprised by anything. I just think a lot of my uh, expectations have been confirmed as far as being a really top-notch organization, manned by a lot of really good professionals. I think it's well managed, well run, uh, enjoy the people. So there's really nothing surprising. I guess everything was confirmed that it is as good an organization as I thought it would be. I was glad to be able to be a part of it.
I appreciate that. So, in looking at the work that you've done so far, and learning about the inner workings of the Human Rights Commission, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing maybe not only our commission but human rights commissions across the country? Because as you can see, as you look around, this is an interesting time to be in civil rights enforcement. A lot of things that you hear on the news. So, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing the commissions nowadays?
Well, I did some compensation work for the commission and tried to talk to at least learn what was going on with HRCs around the country and kind of got some of that information. What I found to be common was always funding is a challenge for everybody, and recruiting and retaining talented staff is a challenge for everybody because compensation across HRCs are not as attractive as they would be in the private sector, but the requirements for the jobs are equal to or greater than some private sector jobs. And so retaining and recruiting people is difficult for everybody, and then just keeping the place going funding wise is always a challenge. So those are the two, I guess there are two, and I guess it's common across all HRCs that I found.
Okay, yeah. So, what would be your future goal you have as your term as commissioner, as you've been, as you progress in your service to the commission? What would be a future goal that you would have?
Well, I hope to move into some kind of leadership role eventually. after I feel like I've served my time learning the commission and getting my feet wet. And I think working in personnel and policy has given me a lot of insight into the operations of the committee. Just working with you all, writing job descriptions and learning everybody's jobs, rewriting all the handbooks and really delving into those policies, rewriting the bylaws and delving into those. So, it's really given me an opportunity to learn as much as I can about the commission. So I hope, at some point to move into some kind of leadership role, maybe.
Okay. Okay, that concludes our more serious tone questions. Now we move into our rapid fire round where we uh, dive deeper and get a little insight into your personality. What would be your dream vacation? I know you've done a lot of traveling since I've known you. Do you have a one that's out there that's be a dream destination?
Well, my husband and I disagree on the dream. He wants to go to Australia terribly bad and New Zealand, and he keeps throwing that one out in front of me. In my mind, the next one's going to be the British Isles. We've done Europe, we did Italy, we did Portugal, and I guess the next one in my mind would be the British Isles, but he may talk me into Australia. Who knows? But maybe that'll be our next one. But right now, we got a 16-year-old beagle that keeps us pretty well bound to the house. We can't leave him too long.
Okay. So if there's going to be a movie about your life, what actor would you want to play you in this movie?
Well, I saw this on one of the other spotlights, and I know this is going to be a really weird answer. And I talked to Bruce about this when I said it, but I think Candice Bergen, Murphy Brown,
Mm-hmm.
would be the perfect person to play me.
Okay.
Because I think Murphy Brown and I have a lot of the same personality quirks,
All right.
good or bad. But yeah, I think Candice Bergen could do me justice.
Nice. Okay. So you win $1 million playing the lottery. What would be the first thing you would buy or do with this money? Assuming you did the good stuff, what would be the one thing that you would do for yourself?
For myself,
Yeah. Or what would you do?
I, luckily I don't think $1 million would change anything I do personally. I mean, I don't think it would change my lifestyle or anything about that. There are a lot of things I'd like to do with $1 million. Of course, help the kids, I guess, help the kids when I could.
Hmm.
Uh, but involved in other things too. Our church needs money right now. I'd love to be able to, give them more than I do. And there's other organizations in town that I am drawn to. So I don't think I really personally need it, but I would enjoy spending it on other people, I think.
Okay, if you could have lunch with a person living that is living or dead, who would that person be?
Oh, that's a really deep question because there's so many different levels. You could think spiritually who you might want to think to
Hmm.
biblically, uh, and politically, and those that are in entertainment. Hmm, maybe I just take each one of those. I think spiritually, everybody would like to think they can speak to Jesus
Well,
in
yeah,
person. That would be cool.
right.
You know, politically, I think one of the people that I'd most like to speak with politically right now would be Donald Trump.
Hmm.
I think I think he needs to hear from me. Though that would, and then just as a entertainer, oh, I'd really be driven by Barbara Streisand. I think I'd like to have dinner with Barbara Streisand.
Very good. Yeah, those would be three interesting dinners for sure.
Yeah, the Trump one would be really interesting for him anyway. Not,
And our last question is if you had one superpower, what would that be?
oh, that's easy. I'd be the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like the thought of being able to stand in corners, nobody know I'm there.
They can be good or bad, right?
Good or bad.
All right, well, that concludes our questions today. I appreciate your time to spend with me to do this commissioner spotlight. I always throw it back to the commissioners if they want to close with any kind of closing thoughts.
The only closing thought again is, it's been a pleasure to be on the commission, and we're always looking for commissioners, and good commissioners, and I'd encourage anybody out there that would have interest to join us. I always enjoy working with you and the other staff. You're all good folks, enjoy you. So, uh, again, I've just been honored to be part of it, and I hope I can continue.
And again, Commissioner Barksdale has been really instrumental. He's been doing a ton of work behind the scenes. I hate to see what his billable hours would be as a human resource professional of all the work he's done with this past year in our salary survey and being able to secure some additional funding for our to address some long long overdue compensation things for our staff and just the bylaws and everything. So really appreciate his leadership and look forward to his future contributions to the commission. So
Well,
I
Ray,
appreciate that.
teamwork makes the dream work, right? So
Absolutely.
working with you guys and everybody else is what makes it happen. So
So again, well, we appreciate it, and we'll conclude with that, and we'll see everybody at the next Commissioner Spotlight. Thank you.
great. Thank you so much. Take care.